having the same thing happen in the independent world, in that a lot of movies are still getting made, but it's major directors who don't have movies at studios now and understand the economic crisis that we're in, and understand the reality of making a movie for 40% less than they were going to make it for 2 years ago, and so what you're competing against is, Roger Donaldson going to do a thriller for $12 million, and if you're a first-time director, you're just never going to beat that.
I think we've been around now again for more than 10 years, and we will, if a script is really good, we'll get involved at the script level even without a director attached. But more and more, our business is evolved in the sense of looking at a script as it comes in and saying, okay, where can we shoot this? Because literally everything we're involved in has some tax incentive or some soft money incentive as part of the finance plan to go make the movie.
Working with the studios over the last 8-9 years, it used to be that the production execs used to have a lot of input in where films were shot, and then it was the physical production execs that had decision making. Now it tends to be a group of accountants and very, very smart Harvard guys making decisions about things that Kirk's talking about, which is where can we shoot this? That's become a big decision.
Some of the older producers that are quite established are also having a very difficult time getting things up and going, primarily because of what you've been hearing about. They're not so in touch with how the marketplace has changed as dramatically as it has, and they're not willing to forego fees and things like that.
One of the great things that's happened for the independents around the world is that they've gotten films like District 9 in the territories that Sony didn't take, and the Twilight movies which have come out, and a lot of those huge grosses have gone into the pockets of independent distributors around the world. Now, from our perspective, we do business with the studios, but we're also in a way more invested as an independent sales company. We're more invested in the health of those independent distributors around the world.
Right now, even Canada is more competitive of a market than the U.S. It's easier to sell Canada, and probably for more money than the U.S. And Canada's probably about 10% of the revenue traditionally that the U.S. is going to do. But you're at a market because there's numerous companies bidding against a product. You're going to be able to sell Canada. You very well may not be able to sell the U.S.
We started by doing Michael Caine with Clooney, which is why he does this way all the time. Now, it was a $25 million movie. Foreign was much stronger at the time. And he had $1 million fee in it, but controlled 80% of the back end. And ultimately, through that formula, made more money than he ever made on any of the Ocean's 11 and 12 and 13 movies. And thanks to that, now we've actually been able to convince clients to go and do those
One of the doom and gloom, I think, is just for this time period. I think it's all cyclical, and it's going to be, hopefully, it's going to be a little stronger in the next 6 months as we rework the business model, find out new ways to finance, what the new values of the territories are, and just how to kind of put it together, because we do have to roll with the punches and figure out how to piece it together differently.
I mean, studios aren't developing anything, which is a bit of a problem. And they're not financing movies, not developing anything, and they do have these slots available, so eventually they're going to have to become a buyer again, or else we won't be on this panel anymore.